Okay, hello everyone, and good evening to you all. But yeah, my name's Sugi Yamagawa, and tonight evening, whatever, I'm gonna be making some BLT sandwiches and some beef skewers based off of the food from the Soul anime. I think episode 4 was the episode where they did that. But yeah. So, I hope everyone out there is having a great day. I've certainly been having a great day until I realized I should have been getting ready for stream sooner than when I did. But hey, I'm here now. We got ourselves a nice fire pit. And I have some ingredients we're going to turn into what should be a fairly delicious meal. Oh yeah. So I hope everyone out there is doing all right, doing okay, having a good day. But yeah. So some people might notice that this looks a little bit bigger. Well, the reason for that is I'm actually in a new camping chair. So I went to Costco today and I bought a new chair for my Campfire Cooking streams because the last one's kind of like the standard style camping chair where it folds out really wide. And with me having all the stuff around me, it's not the best thing to have. It kind of limits, it takes up a lot of room. Whereas I am now in a director style chair, and I gotta say, I kind of like this chair. It's a good chair. So I got a slight chair upgrade. But part of the chair upgrade is that this chair sits higher. Granted, the greatest thing about this chair is that it's a lot easier to be more relaxed in it versus the other chair. So I'm really happy about that. So it's a lot easier to be. It's more comfortable already, and it's a lot easier for me to relax in because generally, with the old style of chair that I was sitting in, I'd kind of be on the edge of the chair, whereas now I can be more properly laid back in the chair. It's a nice thing. It's a nice upgrade. I am a happy camper about it. So, tonight, we're gonna be making some. We're gonna be making some BLT sandwiches, and we're gonna make some beef skewers from the Food for Your Soul anime. I think episode 4. So yeah. So we're gonna be taking some inspiration from there. Also, I do want to say I am kind of changing up things as far as ingredients are concerned, some stuff like that, because originally I think they had cold cut sandwiches, but I am not a fan of cold cut sandwiches. So I'm like, okay, I'm not a fan of these types of sandwiches. We'll do BLTs because BLTs are something I like a little bit more, and well, BLTs are something I like. And then also we're switching. And the funny enough thing is, I am not a big pork fan. With one exception, and that exception is bacon. I like the bacon. Bacon is good. So I can definitely do a BLT. However, though, they did pork skewers in the anime. And for tonight, I'm going to be doing beef skewers because I'm a little bit more... That's a little bit more of my jam, is beef. So that's what I'm going to be doing as far as all that stuff. But yeah. So I hope everyone out there is having a good start to the weekend. Things have definitely been good here. I mean, here in the grand old land of the USA, I've got a 3-day weekend. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah. Give me a moment to grab a cutting board and a knife, and we can actually start prepping some veg here. We can put those over there. Knife! Oh wow. So, apparently I just split a piece off of my cutting board just now. So. Meh. So that's gonna go over there, but hey, eventually at some point it would be a lot of fun to do a cutting board build as far as stuff for like woodworking. And then grab some bowls here. These bowls are where I'm gonna like put, because we're gonna start by, we're gonna let the fire do its thing. I want to let it cook down, all that good stuff, and then from there we're gonna work on that. Because while that's happening, I'm gonna focus on prepping my veg, which there's not a lot of veg prep, but there's a little bit. Which, first off, I have tomato. Sweet, sweet, wonderful tomato. So this is going to be our first bit of veg prep. This is the T in BLT. If I can peel a sticker. Local VTuber struggles with sticker. So, ideally speaking, if this knife is sharp enough, I should be able to cut this pretty cleanly. Which last I checked it was, which, look at that. Look at how beautiful these slices are. Yeah. Oh man. I like it when it's like, okay, I think I should be good for stream. And then I go live and then it's actually good. So, woohoo! Got some slices. I'm gonna put those in one of the bowls. I'm gonna stack those up in one of the bowls. And like so, you know. That's gonna be the veg. Also, I'm probably gonna be like looking down more as far as the model's concerned, because this chair, so this chair elevates me more versus my old chair, and because of that, I'm a little bit higher up, which I have raised this table. I've had to raise my fire pit. I've even raised my tracking iPhone. I had to do some raising. Bloop. And then I'm honestly gonna give this a bite. Mmm. Woo! You know what? That's tasty. Oh. Aw. I dropped the tomato. I was a little nervous today because I wanted to have like garden fresh tomatoes for this, but it's going to be a while before I have garden fresh tomatoes. So, it is what it is. So, that's tomatoes prepped. Tomatoes are easy prep. Next up, pepper, which I do have multiple. I've got red, I've got orange, I even have yellow. So, lots of color, lots of interest, lots of good stuff. However, though, I'm probably gonna take one of these peppers out. Probably yellow. I think yellow and red makes for the best contrast, so we'll go with those two. And then I will also like de-sticker these, because yeah, I don't want to taste burnt sticker in my food, you know. One sticker, we'll grab the other. 2 stickers removed. I'm also going to buy this. Yep. Tomatoes are amazing, chat. So for these skewers, I'm gonna go ahead and create, like, cut the ends off. And then I'm gonna make slices like this. And then these slices are gonna become part of the meal. Well, it's gonna be a lot easier to attach these to my skewers. Which was funny because one of the things I was realizing before stream was that, oh, what? Like, this is reasonably, like, Memorial Day-ish food. Ah. Whoop! So, I think... we can set that there. Wow. Wow. It takes up room. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of, like, create, like, little pieces. That way we can pinch them. And we can stick them on our skewers. So, I'm gonna make up a whole bunch for my yellow. And then I'm going to make up a whole bunch for the red. Red and yellow I'm going to have in separate bowls. Because wowee, these peppers take up a lot of room. And also... tomato. Yum. Tomato's good. Also, I'm gonna play with fire a little bit. Because I like playing with the fire. Playing with the fire is a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm actually... so far, I'm really liking the setup. Historically, I felt like the setup was a little... like the cutting board, my preparation surface was a little too... distant from the rest of the stuff I have going on, and yeah, this is great. This is great. Like, what I got going on is great. Woo! Go Flames, go! Slice, 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 slice. Trying to be careful here to not do a stab-a-doodles to myself. I really wish to avoid that outcome. I say that as I broke my stem. Broke my stem. But get this packet of great big packet of seeds out. Clean out the rest of the bell. The bell that's part of the pepper. Woo! So, alright. I'm gonna get some okay-ish lengths, but also like, because like if I take this and I squish it, It's gonna make a decent amount of pepper for here. We're just gonna pile them on our bowl here. That is basically the game plan. Bring peppers together for both a meal and also to be like, okay, this is going to be good and delicious to throw on a skewer, which I am admittedly going to be a little basic with, because actually I want to try one of these. Oh, that's good. That's really good. I love me some good veg, man. Veg is good. Okay. So we got pepper, tomato. We have those prepped. So we're good on those. At this point in time, let's get cozy. We'll get cozy and we'll have a beer. Specifically, we'll have a pale ale from Sierra Nevada. When I actually went to the supermarket yesterday to buy ingredients for tonight, I was like, huh, I would like to have like a beer or two for stream. And then I saw the Sierra Nevada, and more importantly, I saw that they had a collaboration with the National Parks Foundation. And I'm like, I like beer. I like parks. I should buy this beer. So I bought this beer. And it's also Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. It's like this is... It's a really good beer. Like, consistently good. So... And also, I don't know how long tonight's stream's gonna be, because this should be a pretty simple and straightforward like cooking session. But we'll see. Even if I kind of wrap things up a little bit on the early side, we'll see how it goes. Because when I was like evaluating like stuff from the Food for Your Soul anime to do as far as like recipes and such, when I saw, because there's like the episode where they do the seafood, I think that's episode 6. Tonight's themed around episode 4. I was seeing a lot of well, with the seafood, is the thing is I'm not generally a fan of seafood, so I just decided to opt out of the seafood so I'm not going to do the like seafood cooking. So until an episode comes out where I'm like, ooh, I want to do like that food, that meal, that whatever, this is probably going to be like the last thing from the anime. Granted, the camel bark curry parfait, which I think I said that right. Let me check right here. Yeah, I want to say that was probably one of my definitely. That was definitely a fun recipe to make. I enjoyed making that recipe. It was enjoyable. It's a good recipe to make. I'm not entirely sure if I'll make it again, levels of good, but I was happy with the result I got. That's kind of one of the main things that meant. Okay. So, next up is cooking time. So, we're basically making two things. And one of the reasons we're making two things tonight is both things are, generally speaking, pretty simple to make. And because of that, I'm going to be keeping things, because we're doing two simple things, I want to keep it as reasonably easy as I can to make. Because even though it's simple and maybe perhaps quote unquote easy, I do want to take measures to make sure that I am successful, because for those who may not know, the mac and cheese in the Dutch oven did not turn out super well. So I want to make sure I end up with a meal I'm glad to enjoy tonight. So we got a grilled grate up. Wait. Okay. We're back. Okay. But my camera's been lost. Oh no. I can fix this, I think. Let's see. Wow. Been a while since I've just lost everything. Granted, normally this occurs when I move something, which is funny because I haven't moved anything. How do I want to go about fixing this? Because I've lost VTube. Well, I haven't lost VTube. VTube's not communicating. Oh. Okay, one moment. I need to get up. I gotta check it. Are we back? Okay, we're kind of... Oh, okay. We're slowly getting things back. Is the webcam... The webcamera does not want to play nice. Come on, webcam. I know you can do it. I got the iPhone back. I got my mic back. I know you can do it. Okay. So, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna bring it back the hard way. We're just gonna bring it back the hard way, which works. Oh, wait. A moment here to... Where are you? And... Okay. Yay, we're back. Sorry about that. Sorry. The connections on my hub have been a little lacking at times. So usually I'll hear it like cut out when I am doing something. like I am actually like working at something on my computer, but that's actually the first time it's like cut out like that on stream. So my apologies on that. But yeah, so let me grab a handy dandy cast iron skillet, and then actually what I'm gonna do before we get into doing what we're gonna be doing, I'm gonna give it a good brush down, kind of clean it up. So we got it kind of cleaned up, and the fire. So what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna go ahead and prep the bacon first, because currently my vision for tonight's stream is we're gonna make sure we prep the bacon with the BLT, well, the bacon for the BLT, and then from there we'll start working on setting up the beef skewers and cooking those. That's the game plan. So I'm gonna get a plate, add paper towel to it. Paper towels to pick up any grease, because bacon makes a lot of grease. And let's see, over here I have my knife. So I'm just gonna let the cast iron heat up on the fire, and eventually I will actually, wait. There's a tab. I should use the tab. I think, if the tab will let me, like, open the package. Not letting me open the package. It's funny. Okay. Well, actually, so... are all the corners tapped? Am I doing this right? I don't know. This is, so, coincidentally, this is also like the second time in my life I've ever bought bacon. Also, I like buying this brand of bacon because, one, it's traditionally on sale. At least as far as when I like go to buy bacon. Also, number two is the brand is called Kentucky Legend, but it's made in Indiana. It's made in Indiana, which I think is funny. I think it's funny because the brand's being like, yeah, we're Kentucky Legend bacon, but we're made in Indiana. That's funny to me. It's really funny to me. Which, also coincidentally, for those who may or may not know, I am an individual who was born in Indiana, but I've been raised in, like, Kentucky. Okay, that's a mess. Well, I just knocked beer off my little workstation here and made an absolute mess of it. So, that's been the thing that's happened so far. This... okay. Go over there. Is my skillet heating up? Feels like it's heating up. Okay. So, actually I should veg a little bit over, get this a little bit over, because I'm going to want to not have this bacon occupying this area, because I'm going to be throwing bacon on the skillet, and then from the skillet it's going to go to here. So actually, so got some nips, but those are going to be used for removing bacon from skillet. I think for sending bacon to skillet, finger should suffice. Good. Doesn't necessarily mean are good enough. So, some bacon. Oh, wow. Actually, not even sizzling. I was expecting some sizzling. So that skillet still has to heat up quite a bit. So I'm going to let that heat up for a little while. Until I hear this bacon start sizzling, and then I'll probably do... I'd say probably the best thing for me to do is to do 2 strips at a time. I do 2 strips at a time, and then I'll work my way up to, I think, about 6 or 8 strips. That should be enough for the BLTs. Because I'm probably going to make 2 small BLTs, and then I'm going to make like a selection of skewers. Well, a couple skewers. Oh. Let's see here. I'm going to add some firewood to the fire. It seems like I'm a little bit lacking in heat. So just let that do its thing for a little while. But yeah. Today's been a good day. Started off by going to the going to the the absolute wonderful place called Costco. Because Costco is love and Costco is also life. And also a dear part of my personal life. My life has been made better by Costco. Granted, I'm also very biased in that because, well, chair I'm sitting in is brought to you by Costco. Some aspects of my stream are brought to you by Costco, I think. But yeah. Had a good day at Costco today. Because I picked up corn chips. Trying to think of all the things I picked up, because I did pick up, I mean, one of the weird things I picked up, things I don't normally buy, is trash bags. But that was because I was getting low on trash bags. I bought more trash bags. So I bought some of those. I bought more croutons because right now I am in, the garden has been producing a lot of veg. Well, specifically a lot of lettuce, so I've been eating a lot of salad greens. And also, here's my lettuce for the BLT. And this and fun fact about this lettuce is actually a volunteer. That's a volunteer crop right there. Gotta appreciate those. You gotta appreciate a volunteer crop, because sometimes I put a lot of work and effort into growing some food, and then all of a sudden, food's just like, hey, I'm here. And it's like, wait, what? Okay. Okay. So, generally speaking, pretty good day. Going to Costco. Granted, like, today's, like, kind of sort of big win was when I went to the alcohol section and was looking through the alcohol. They actually have Heineken Zero, the non-alcoholic Heineken, which I actually really like. It's one of my more favorite non-alcoholic brews. Evening, finally cooking without getting blasted. Yes! Well, I mean, honestly, like, the shade sail I have set up has been, like, absolutely wonderful for like, these streams. But yeah, like, right now, like, the lighting is just perfect right now. I love it. Now I just wish my skillet would heat up, so that way I can actually get to, like, cooking some bacon. I'm willing to, like, throw bit of a log a bit closer to achieve that. But yeah. So how are you doing today, Dad's Old Shop? I hope you're doing all right. I was just yapping about my Costco visit today and the fact that Costco, well, my local Costco has Heineken 00 now, and I can get a 24-pack of that for $26, which is really good. And that is someone who enjoys his beverage. As a person who enjoys his beverage, but also wants to, like, kind of take care of his health, Heineken 00 has been real good to me. And I actually have, I think I've got 2 in the cooler, because that's probably what I'll have after the pale ale. I'll crack open a Heineken 0. But other than that, I'm doing good. Just got done. Also spent an hour trying to dig up a milkweed tuber. Ooh, nice. Ooh, good choice. Yeah. Granted, fun thing about this. I literally bought this because the box was like, this is like so generally I like this. Like I see this beer, this is a good beer. I like this beer. But the box though was like, hey, this is like the National Park, well, what was it? The National Park National Park Federation collaboration thing. But it was like a collaboration with like the park system where it's like, where I assume you buy beer and then the national park system gets a little bit of money. So I was like, ooh, I like beer. I like parks. This is a yes. This is a very easy yes for me as an individual, is parks and beer. I am a big parks and beer type of guy. While I also say I say that as I also sit in my new camping chair that I bought at Costco today. So this is actually it's called a director style chair. And so far the nicest thing about sitting in it is not only one, it just feels generally comfortable, but Teddy Roosevelt would approve. Oh man. Yeah. I gotta say, like, historically, he's definitely a favorite president. Granted, I do like Teddy Roosevelt simply because of the fact that he, once upon a time, he was traveling out west while he was president. And him and John Muir basically ditched the Secret Service and then for one night did some like backcountry camping together. Just the two of them. But I still love the idea of a president just being like, okay, I'm going to sneak away from the presidential service now and, well, the Secret Service, and just do my own thing. Like, that's just real funny to me. Also, I would never be president, but if I was president, that would be a thing I would actively try to do. I would actively try to just ditch the Secret Service and just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go be in the woods for a little while. Whoa, I didn't know that. Yeah. That's like my favorite story. Well, one of my favorite stories. Granted, Teddy Roosevelt was also a really fun president from a lot of perspectives. Because one, he was a Republican. But the funny thing about him being a Republican was he was a Republican that Republicans did not want in office. And also, by the way, this is actually during the era when Republicans were on the left and Democrats were on the right. Which is also like kind of one of the weirder aspects of like politics in this country is the party switch sides. Which I think that happened mid 20th century, I think, but whatever. But yeah, Teddy Roosevelt was a really... I knew him from food safety at first. Ah, yeah. Well, I mean, that was also when... I mean, this was also like the era of The Jungle when that first got published. And that was like the biggest scandal of scandals. As far... Because back then, this is back when you had an unregulated industry. And the public found out what happens when you have an unregulated industry. Oh, okay. It happened in like the 30s. I want to say what happened in the 50s. Yeah, actually that makes sense because Delano Roosevelt was definitely very left as far as policies are concerned. But yeah, that would have definitely been like before Teddy's day. But yeah, the jungle really shook things up. Especially in terms of like exposing like what was happening in like the slaughter yards of Chicago at the time. Which is really interesting because I think it's interesting because a little bit of fun history for like me and my family. The whole reason I call it's a slam dunk to like the Code of Hammurabi has rules about purity of bread. Ooh. Ah, okay. Yeah, there was certainly that time when like ice cream had like unreasonable amount of sawdust in it. Those weren't good times. I'm really glad that we have actually good ice cream, which was funny because that's actually what I had before stream because I was like, man, I want a snack. And I also had to well, so when I was buying ingredients for tonight, I was like, I have a coupon for ice cream that expires literally tomorrow. So I bought ice cream last night. And I had a little bit of that before stream, and that was pretty good. Okay. Let's see. How's this bacon doing? Ooh, okay. It's reasonably stiff, which is good, because I don't know how about some people feel out there, but I am firm. Me personally, I am firmly on the side of crispy bacon. And also, I'm going to throw a little bit more wood-based fuel on the fire. I need to... Because I feel like I should be getting a little bit more of a sizzle out of this, but... It might be because I'm... It's probably because... That is the big weakness with the maple firewood. The maple firewood doesn't like get as hot as the oak that I have traditionally worked with. Okay. So, while I get this piece of bacon on, this brings me back to the topic I was thinking of earlier, and that is my family's origins with where I live. And what that relates to is granted, we're actually getting a really good sizzle now. So my family, well, specifically my dad, the whole reason why my family lives where I live is because one, a butcher shop went on strike. And at the time of that strike, my grandfather was a cattle buyer. And when he heard of the strike, and that the fact that his friend who owned the slaughterhouse was needing workers, my grandpa was like, well, I have this guy at my farm who's my son, who's coincidentally my dad. Like, this guy's here. He's not really like doing anything like important. Do you want him for like the work? So my dad got a job in the slaughterhouse in the area where I currently live, and he came down here, and he was actually personally escorted through the picket lines of the workers by the owner of the slaughterhouse, and to go into the slaughterhouse to do work. And then when the nice sizzle. And when the strike was eventually settled, my dad was actually like the guy who like opened up the slaughterhouse and stuff, and like was basically like the guy, or at least like the guy in charge. Getting somewhat crisp, but not 100%. But yeah, but that's also that's literally that's the story of my family's like origins where I live. Is that my dad was just some farm boy in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, who just happened to get a job at a slaughterhouse in Kentucky. And because of all that, this is where I live. Which, by the way, I definitely want some water right now. Okay. And then with the water taken care of, we'll set that there. Oh, that's neat though. Yeah. I'll actually crack open one of those Heineken double zeros. That I got at Costco. Because Costco now carries these. But yeah. And then my dad was at a local bar, and he saw a girl there, and put a reasonable amount of effort to convince her to like go back to his place and have some weed. And thanks to alcohol and weed, I now exist. That's a little bit of my origin story. Well, it's not as full and crispy as I'd like, but for the first one where we don't have a whole lot of heat, I'll take it. I'll take it. Because bits of this is definitely pretty crispy, though. So, I've got room on the skillet, so I should definitely be adding another slice of bacon to it. Okay. Woo. There we go. Man, this bacon's actually... I thought this bacon would would cook fairly quickly. It hasn't been that way. Which is fine, because this actually just gives me time, because I was initially thinking, like, this... If I could get all the... Well, initially when I was thinking I could get this, like, bacon getting cooked. Like, man, if I cook all this bacon up in, like, 15 minutes, like, this is going to be a quick stream. But that is turning out to not be the case. So let's take the knife. Let's put the knife away. Knife is put away. Yippee. And yeah, we're just gonna watch bacon cook, sizzle, do the bacon things. Oh yeah, coincidentally. So, bit of a kind of sort of fun fact about my biology is my body does not like pork, does not like sausage, can't do any pig products other than bacon. Bacon, my body is like, okay, this is fine. I can live with bacon. But if I try to eat any other pork product, my body's like, we don't know how we feel about this. Which coincidentally is the reason why I'm making a BLT for the sandwich portion versus a cold cut, which I think they made cold cut sandwiches in the anime. So I decided to just opt for a BLT because BLTs are good. Also, we're going to be working with a really nice multi-grain bread. I'm pretty sure this stuff still has like a reasonable amount of preservatives in it. Because it's store-bought bread. Because once upon a time I actually tried making my own, well, I was trying to like build a system where I could like make my own bread consistently. And I would have probably like kept following through with it if it wasn't for the fact that if I baked bread on, let's call it day 0, by day 3 it would just be full of mold. And it's like, oh man, I don't want to eat like moldy bread. So I gave up making my own bread. Ooh. So I did put some cedar shavings from last stream in the bottom of like the fire pit. Just because, so I do have I kind of have a bit of a system when it comes to like the sawdust and like the wood trimmings I make. And I save some of it. But if I end up with like too many 5-gallon buckets full of it, then I will line a fire pit with it. Oh yeah, it's perfect for, yeah. That'd be how that is. Ooh, yeah, that's actually really crispy. And we can set that there. Yeah, that's like the downside to like having your own bread is just to end up with creating a habitat for mold. Woohoo! But yeah, that piece in the center is getting real close to being done. I'm gonna let it cook for a little bit longer, just because I like my, like I said earlier, I like my bacon on the crispy side. But hopefully we can get a nice pipeline going. But granted, for the 2 some odd BLTs I want to make, 6 to 7 pieces of bacon should be more than sufficient. Which, let's see what we got. I think this is pretty cooked through. Yeah. Granted, I'm actually starting to get to the point where I'm actually starting to enjoy some nice bacony smells. Do I want to turn over that other piece of bacon? I think I'm gonna let piece of bacon number 3 cook for a little bit longer. And then we'll turn it over. Kind of try to get both sides cooked. So far, so good. Like a little bit of burntness, but I feel like a little bit of burntness is like how you get everything like cooked through. And I'm curious. Ooh. That's some rigidity. Okay, that's looking good. So we'll probably let that cook for a little while longer while we add our next bacon. Woohoo! Granted, I gotta say that, like, this is definitely a little bit on the more greasy side than what I'm used to cooking. On one hand, I don't think my arteries would 100% appreciate this, but on the other hand, this should be fine. Because I don't... So, oh my goodness. So, I generally eat a low meat diet. But for tonight's stream, I had to buy some bacon, I had to buy some beef chunks for the skewers, and I also did pick up some ground beef so I can make some straw hats later in my long weekend. The fact that I walked away with the grocery store with 3 purchases of meat was like, wow. I'm really eating on meat this weekend. Which, per my usual diet, yes, this is definitely going to be a little bit more on the meat heavy side, but otherwise it's fine. Granted, what we're doing today is, in my opinion, how meat's best enjoyed. In which it is a supporting cast member versus being the lead character. Now, granted, for the BLT, the bacon's definitely going to be a supporting cast member. Yeah, I'm gonna let that cook. I want that to be like, that'd be real good. So I got 2 pieces there, 3 pieces there. Go ahead and throw another piece on this bad boy. Like, meat should always be, in my opinion, a supporting cast member when it comes to a dish. It should never be... I don't like meals where beef is... when, like, the meat's the point. Like, steak, don't like steak. Like, pork chops, well, I said before, I'm not a big fan of pork. Not a big fan of pork. Chicken nuggets. I am... This guy right here. This guy right here. I have never particularly enjoyed chicken at any point in my life. From when I was a kid till now. And I'm probably one very particular type of weirdo for that. Ooh. Yeah, because that seems... Ooh, that seems pretty cooked. Let's let you do your thing. Make a little bit of room there. And I think try to cook up one last piece of bacon. And we'll be good with our bacon. Woohoo! Okay. So that should be more than enough bacon for the BLTs, so I'm going to take the bacon and I'm going to throw it in my cooler. So that way you can stay good for later. So I'm definitely going to be having some of this bacon for later. Not sure what I'm going to have it for later, though. I did do... Because I think the last time I cooked bacon on stream was for quesadillas. I think that was the last time I cooked bacon on stream. And that was then. This is now. It is a matter of how do I use up the ingredients I have to also make like delicious meals in the future. Oh yeah. Which I do need to get some of this bacon a little further out of that vat of oil I got on the other side. Then it becomes a more crispy bacon, and I like my bacon crispy. Which, hey, let's try a little bit. Oh, that's good. That's really good. This is definitely going to be some pretty good, like, BLT bacon. Granted, I maybe should... So, this is my cast iron skillet. It's a pretty good skillet. But maybe I should have busted out one of my other skillets. Because I have a carbon steel skillet. That's the nicest thing about it is its size. I have a really large carbon steel skillet. Okay. It's looking a little bit overcooked. That piece of bacon's looking really good. Flip you over. Oh, not into the vat of oil. Well, the vat of fat. We'll just do all that. That's good. That'll be really good. So yeah, once we get these last 3 pieces of bacon cooked, we can actually start working on the beef skewer part. But that will be when we get to that point. I still think this bacon has probably at least, well, 3 minutes maybe. We'll see. Still getting a real nice sizzle out of it though. Then I might move the cast iron off to the side. Just to kind of let that bacon fat like really cook into the cast iron. So that way it will help like season it up a little bit more. I think that would be good. Granted, I think one of these days I might do a stream where I do kind of something of I try to keep the cooking part simple, but because I'm keeping the cooking part simple, I'll do like a little bit of, let's say, like I'll do some extra stuff, like like reseasoning my cast iron. I do want to keep my cast iron well seasoned. Stay, please and thank you. But yeah. Also, so far, so good. Garden's producing reasonably well. Getting tons of peas. As I stated before, I'm getting lots of lettuce, which is nice. Part of the thing that helps make tonight's stream possible is getting lots of lettuce. Also, my potatoes are now actually blooming. So that means my potato plants are very healthy and happy and are doing the things that they want to do. Hey, squirrel. But yeah, all those are doing well. Cabbage is still forming up. I've been getting an okayish amount of broccoli. Hops are doing fairly well. I have a couple of my hop vines probably at 8 feet now tall. It's crazy considering the fact that's like nearly half the height of the trellis, and it's like, okay, I need you to keep growing till about August or so. You can kind of chill out. And then also, there's tons of daikon radish right now. Absolute tons of daikon radish coming in. So, garden's being very productive right now. Ooh. But yeah, this last piece of bacon, I'm gonna give it a little while. And then after I finish giving it a little while, I'll be ready. So, whoa. Let's go ahead and get this package of bamboo skewers opened up. So that way I can get some skewers going. Because we're going to be getting... I'm not sure how many skewers I want to prepare. That is firmly in the I don't know territory. Because I want to make enough to have a good meal, but I don't want to like overburden myself. Plus, I'm now currently sitting, so I'm sitting a little bit higher up than where I have been previously on streams. So it is definitely more of a reach to get to like the campfire area. So I want to be a little bit more careful. Ooh, yeah. That bacon's about done. Some people might think it's a bit too much, but me, no, it's not too much. Because I like my bacon crispy. I like crispy bacon. That is purely where my preferences lie. So, go ahead. That is going to be all the bacon for this portion of today's agenda. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's hot. Then I'm thinking about, let's see, how do I want to manage this fire? Because we're now going to move more focusing on the skewers. Okay. And so a neighbor decided to fire off a gun. Delightful. Rednecks. Damn rednecks. Okay. They can get that there. I'm gonna have a little bit of water. Actually kind of genuinely surprised by how long it's been since I started. So for my beef skewers, I have it's a choice beef for stew. It's kind of like funky, and I think this is gonna be like the ideal meat for tonight. So this is what I'm gonna work with, and yeah. We're gonna start working on building some skewers. Knife goes there. One. We're just gonna kill our get to a good spot. Then kill pepper. And then we're gonna basically alternate pepper and beef. Granted, I will be switching up my peppers, because I not only have red, but I also have yellow. I think what best for tonight. Oh, okay. We'll do kind of a. We'll do 3 of each. We'll do 3 pepper. We'll do 3 beef per skewer. We'll. Oh, that's our complete skewer right there. So let me grab another skewer. So yeah, we'll just keep maintaining the pattern. So start off. Oh, did red, yellow, red. So this skewer is going to yellow first, then red. As far as the order of pepper to beef, which I think is fair, because both are equally tasty peppers. Let's see. Grab a little pepper. skewer 2 done. Yeah. I think what I will do, as far as goals, vision type stuff, we'll work on, say, let's try to do, I think, 6 skewers. Bunch. So I'm going to make 2 BLTs. And then I think with 2 BLT sandwiches, 6 skewers, that'll be a more than sufficient amount of food for tonight. I think so. If you want to disagree with me, by all means, disagree with me. Oh, wait. I need to add a pepper to this. Almost thought I was done. Oh, I need to add a pepper to it. We're halfway through our skewer making. Then don't worry about it. We will definitely be doing following a recipe for the skewers or just winging it. So tonight I'm kind of just winging it. Because in the anime they did do, it was basically just they did a pork and pepper skewer. So I'm going to be doing chunks of beef plus pepper for tonight. And lost the pepper. Darn it. And what I want to do for tonight is I'll just do, gonna be a replacement pepper. I'm thinking we'll do just peppers and beef as far as like main ingredients, and then as far as seasoning's concerned, I am just planning to, once I have these made, I'll hit them with some salt and pepper before I start cooking them. And I think that should get me a pretty good result. Skewers are, ooh, one of your fortes. Oh, man. Well, I certainly hope I don't disappoint you then. Because this is actually my first time making skewers. I am, right now, an amateur. When it comes to the skewer. This one's going to be a red. Oh yeah. That's another thing about doing what I do. I try new things. Oh, don't worry, take your time and learn. I messed up a lot to get to where I am. Yeah. Yep, that's the story of being alive, right there. I messed up a lot to get to where I am. But that's also just part of being a human in the human experience, I think. So I hit you with another pepper. Serve another pepper. Okay, so you're red, yellow, red. Next one is going to be yellow, red, yellow. I mean that's genuinely my viewpoint on stuff. It's like, well, granted, my viewpoint is also very have myself, but very Miss Frizzle informed. Get messy, make mistakes, all that good stuff. For your beginner level here, just try to have same size meat cuts, the whole skewer. Ah, yeah, so the whole skewer cooks at the same time. Well, or I think I'm pretty optimistic here. I don't think I should get too ahead of myself, but so far so good. And plenty to do. So we'll push this off to the side. I'll grab, move my skillet. Just because I want it to continue to bake with that baking grease. Get my hands on it. I will get my hands on it. Here we have a smaller grill grate. Purpose of the smaller grill grate, just get me a little bit finer, because I feel like the thick tines won't like let, I think they won't let enough heat through, but I want like a little bit more of a texture, not texture, but pattern. The thinner slats of this grate here will make for a better pattern than the larger tines. And also, we're hitting those skewers with some bacon grease. Ooh, yeah. This guy here got a great idea. And I'm gonna work on this great idea. But before we continue, let's hit these bad boys with a good bit of pepper. Is this a stray pepper? Cool. Fine. Cheers, yeah. Cheers. And then for the salt, I'm actually going to go with a coarse kosher salt. Just going to sprinkle it on there somewhat generously. Okay. So I think so far we're doing pretty good. For me being a complete amateur, so let's see what we can do. Go ahead and get these bad boys cooking. Woo! Skewers are on. But yeah, actually, we'll just let the thing of bacon grease sit off to the side for now. And then when it's ready, get into it. For skewers, you don't want to do too much. Definitely don't want to they will cook sooner rather than later. But for now, just let them do their thing there. Because what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to let the skewers cook. Once I feel like they've cooked enough, I definitely will probably want to turn them one time. And if I can turn them and also kind of change the orientation just to get the grill grate pattern to be crisscrossy, I think I'll be pretty good there. Then after that, we can form the BLT, and we'll be good to dig in. So far, definitely going to be one of the more. This is definitely going to be one of the more chill cooking streams, but I could definitely live with some chill. Oh yeah, also going back to wanting to be more chill. A certain, well, let's say a store is having a sale this Memorial Day weekend. The store's name is called Harbor Freight. Right now, I am really eyeing one of the bench press. Well, no. One of the bench vices that Harbor Freight has. I'm genuinely thinking about buying it because I feel like $70 of Harbor Freight bench vise is probably more than enough bench vise for a guy like me. And also with the, I think over the weekend sale, Harbor Freight's it's everything is 10% off. So I'm gonna be eyeing that. But this also depends on how much money I spend tomorrow, because there is an estate sale happening reasonably close to where I am at, and it's one of those guys who, so the guy whose stuff is being sold, he's he was a computer engineer. He was a software engineer, but he also did woodworking on the side. Yeah, I might spend some money tomorrow on that. Not 100% certain, but I also, their carpenter vise looks okay at first glance. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I feel like $70 of Harbor Freight quality could be more than enough for a hobbyist like me. I think the one I was looking at was the 7-inch one. And that one looks really tempting to me. And grab. Need to have a glove on, because these might be a little hard to turn. So far, so good. I'm actually not smelling any burning smells, which is really good. Because I really don't want to have a repeat of the macaroni and cheese stream. Which I'm pretty confident that vice just needs you to make the jaw pads. Yeah. Yeah, I did see that. But that's also just, that's all. It doesn't seem like a hard thing to do for that vice. Granted, I'm actually starting to smell the pepper now, which is a good sign. But yeah. Yeah, the heat's pretty good. Like, not too hot. Like, as you can see, I don't have, like, a lot of flames coming up. So, I'm also hearing, like, some of the sizzling of, like, the fat being cooked off. So, I think I'm just gonna seriously just let these skewers do their thing. It might take a little while, but in my experience, just letting the process happen is definitely the best thing. Easy as just need some straight wood, leather, or grippy stuff if you... Ooh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was basically my thoughts, was just like some reasonably okay-ish wood. Because honestly, I was fully prepared to like maybe just go with some general pine I have lying around. Like that would probably be more than sufficient. If I wanted to be like perhaps a step fancier, I could probably go with some of my sassafras wood. If I just wanted to be a step fancier with it, but not really worried about it. Honestly, just having the option would be more than enough. And oh yeah, I'm also aware that I will also have to provide my own handle for it. But I have plenty of axe handles that I've mangled to be able to make a nice make a nice little handle for it. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a closer look at. Ooh. Chicken. Ooh, okay. Looking reasonably good. Yeah, something you can sacrifice. Yeah. Because you'll definitely probably want to, like, you might mangle it. So something that's expendable is probably a good idea. I think these are good enough to turn. Yep, they're starting to stick. I'm going to try and be as gentle as I can. Lost the pepper. There we go. They are turned. Random action. Wait a second. Got some salt and pepper right here. Oh. Yep. Yep. Good old salt and pepper. But yeah, we'll let these cook for a little while. And then I think we'll go with your idea of hitting them with the bacon grease. And then we'll let them cook for just a hair bit longer. And man, we should have some pretty good food. I'm generally optimistic I'll have some pretty good food, so. But, well, I don't know. Talk about that. I don't. Well, I guess I can kind of talk about it, but we are getting close to the 1-year anniversary of the channel. At least as far as I've been uploading stuff, because that's going to be the first week of June. So I will I'm going to try to have something reasonably okay for that. Well, I will go ahead and say I will commit to streaming that day. But as far as what's going to happen, I've got a couple ideas of some stuff, but chances are we're probably going to be hanging around. We'll be hanging around the fire pit. Because, yeah. The 1 year, I should do something enjoyable. Something that is very near and dear to my heart. And that something is probably going to be making straw hats. The absolute most glorious meal known to human existence. Which, for the uninitiated, what straw hats are... Well, straw hats are actually a Amish recipe that my family picked up from the Amish. It's Amish Tex-Mex. And to kind of give you guys a bit of an idea of what it... Well, okay. So my family knows of it as straw hats. But some other people know of it as taco pie. But basically what the food is, on a large-ish size plate like this, we'll have a bed of corn chips, ideally crushed. Fritos are fantastic. Mission chips are also good. And then you put on top taco seasoned ground beef. And then from that base, the world is your oyster. You can throw on lettuce, you can throw on onions, you can throw on baked beans, broccoli, chopped tomatoes. You can just do anything. And then you just kind of just lettuce. Then you just you literally build it up. And then to finish it, you hit it with a generous amount of cheese. And that's kind of one of the reasons why it's called a straw hat. It's because when you hit it with all the cheese, it then looks like a straw hat. But yeah, I made straw hats last year, I think back in August, which I was actually really happy with how that stream went, because that stream was like one of my better performing streams at the time. Granted, like nowadays is the way some of these past few streams, like this month, have been like really well in terms of like numbers and such, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm glad that some people out there actually like the fact that I'm just being a silly Billy on the internet, so I do want to say thanks for that. But yeah, that's kind of like the next thing coming down the pipeline. And then actually don't know what next week's recipe is going to be. Because next week is going to consist of making a frame, posts, something for me to secure that yard sign I got. It certifies my yard as wildlife habitat. That's the primary focus of... That's going to be like the woodworking stream next week. But the campfire cooking stream, I don't know what I'm going to do for that. But it is going to be a woodworking stream and a campfire cooking stream. I don't know what recipe I want to make. Because one of the issues I'm running into right now is I'm finding lots of recipes. Recipes call for things that I'm growing. So Ah, Cooking with Adi. Hello, hello. How are you? I hope you're having a good day. We're just finishing up some beef skewers right now. Which I have a little bit of bacon grease right here. And I think I'm going to just hit these with a little bit. Wowzers. Even with... Hello, I'm doing good. Thank you. Good. Good to hear. Woo. Oh man, even that bacon grease is actually doing a really good job of kicking up the flames. Even though the sheer heat of that cast iron is like... I have to upgrade gloves to handle that. A little bit of bacon grease here. Do want to get a nice drizzle of bacon grease on these. Because I have the bacon grease. Then we're going to actually switch to a regular leather glove. Because the leather glove is more flexible. Partly because I use... So, my heavy duty gloves. Was it this one or another? It was the other one. It was the other one. The other one. This one. I used it as a hot pad during stream. Yeah, that was a mistake. It burnt it. It burnt it and made it very stiff. It's no longer as flexible. So I want to go ahead and start pulling some skewers. It's looking pretty good. So let's... Yeah. Oh yeah. These are looking good. Oh yeah, nice, just like a nice little bit of char to them. Then on that one, we lost that little bit of pepper. I will try to save. Those. This is a reason why I always care. There we go. Saved it. Saved it. But yeah, that's the reason why I always carry utensils that I don't anticipate using. Because skewers and BLTs, they don't really call for a lot of silverware, but you never know when a piece of silverware will come in handy for grabbing something or something, or what have you. Which, once again, little bit of bacon grease here. Gonna be really generous with what remaining bacon grease we got, because yeah, these are done. These are good. Yum. Yeah. Granted, we're not going to try these just yet. Those are going to go off to the side, and then we're now going to actually start making the BLT portion of tonight's. So I've got my bacon here. The B in BLT should probably set off to the side. And get another plate out. Just give me a moment here as I attempt to figure out the monkey puzzle that is a twisty tie. I swear sometimes these things try to change direction on me. So, I'm going to be going with a reasonably high quality... Well, Harvest Selection is kind of like an upper tier brand of multigrain bread because fiber is good for you. Let's do one. Let's get 2 pieces of bread. So this is the bread. And I'm thinking about splitting this bacon between 2 BLTs. And some of this is definitely... I tried to cook this bacon in such a way. Exam is over. Yay! Good for you! Good for you! And I hope you did well in your exam. So we'll hit it with a very generous helping of bacon. Actually, wait. I should probably do these in order. So there's B in BLT, is bacon. The L, lettuce. I think I'll hit this with like 3. Do it with 3 lettuce leaves. And then T in BLT is tomato. How many tomato slices did I prep? I could hit it with one more, but we hit it with one more. But yeah, I hope you did well in your exams. I also remember my university days. Granted, I actually look back on my university days fondly. Even like the hard exams. Like, I took a class called Conservation Biology, and first exam, class takes exam, and then the professor's like, congratulations, class. The class average is 56% out of 100. And that all of us in the class are just like, huh? Yeah, man, no doubt. Like it again. And it's like, wait, what? The class average is a failing grade? And I got my paper back, and my paper was a 62.5, and it's like, well, I did better than the class average. And gosh, that class was like brutally hard. Truly brutally hard. But I managed to persevere. I stuck with it. And the fun thing with the final is I eventually figured out the basically the meta of the class. And the meta of the class was he had slideshows. He also had reading material. If I only studied the slides, like if I only covered the material that was in the slides, I'd be okay for the exams. Biochem was like that. Thankfully, the grade was curved. Nice. Yeah, I didn't have curve. Granted, fun thing about this first test, that the class average was a failing grade. One person, one singular individual scored a perfect 100 on that exam. And the rest of the class was like, what the hell? How dare one person do this to us? Most of us get our teeth kicked in. And then one person just scores a perfect grade and just walks away. It's like, how dare you do that? Yeah. But yeah. So, slides. Material covered in the slides. Cool. Study this. I'm good for the tests. I did that for the next... Yo, that's why you didn't get a curve. They ruined it. Oh no. Oh no. I genuinely think that professor would not have curved even if it was an option. Because he was kind of like one of those hard knocks professors. But, wow. Okay. But yeah. I go through the rest of the exams. And I do reasonably well. I do a lot better than I did on the first one. Because I eventually figured out what material I needed to know to pass my exams. And then the final happens. And for the final, I'm like, okay, this is conservation biology. I have absolutely egregious amount of information that I have to cover. And I'm just going to study the exams. So I had my 3 exams. I got them all like together. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to only study the material that the 3 exams covered for the final. And that's all I did in my final prep. And then I took the final. Yeah, I got about 5 questions into the final, and then I realized the final is only made up of questions that were from exams. So it's like this really, really hard class that is just like wrecked me. I roll into the final, and it's like, wait, the final's only covering material I studied. Skadoosh. Like literally, that's how I felt like when I realized what the final covered. I was just like, oh, I got this. And that class where the first like exam gave me a D, I walked away from that class with a B. And I actually posted my grades on Facebook. And some of my fellow forestry majors at the time saw my B in conservation biology and were like, "How did you B conservation biology?" And that was like the crowning achievement of my time in the School of Forestry, was just getting a B in conservation biology. Because of just how hard that class was. But yeah, that's enough. Well, actually, wait a second. I got enough. A little bit of beard here. I'm gonna have a sip of water. But yeah, I got some food here, man. I got some food. I got some good food here. I think I'm gonna start with this BLT, which I really do want to get a nice picture of. So we have ourselves a nice BLT of bacon, lettuce, tomato. Let's give it a shot. Oh. Yes, food. Oh my gosh. Oh. I was a little bit concerned that I didn't get the bacon as crispy as I would like. I got the bacon as crispy as I like. This is good. This is good. Pardon me. Pardon me. I have to take another bite. I have to take another bite. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't know what it is, but there is something truly magical about the BLT sandwich. Like, you got the protein from the bacon, you have the carbs from the bread, you got a good generous helping of fiber from the lettuce and the tomato. Granted, I'm also working with a whole grain bread, so a little bit more additional fiber, because I'm a big believer in fiber. Fiber is good for you. And then, like, the acidic juiciness of the tomato hits you. It's just such a good sandwich. It's truly such a good sandwich. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I made this. Like, I can't believe there are people out there that would... I would hope there's no one out there that would prefer a cold cut sandwich to a BLT. Especially a freshly made BLT. But, like, a freshly made BLT is, like, par excellence. Absolutely amazing. And considering the Dutch oven mac and cheese was kind of a little bit on the overcooked because of negligence on my part, to just bite into something and it be truly amazing is just like, yes. But the best part is, this isn't the only joy. There's more joy to be had. Just have more joy. So, just starting off with the pepper. Oh. Oh my gosh. Delightful. Delightful. Oh my gosh. Man. Like, seriously, like the pepper. Like the pepper has just like the right amount of pepper, the seasoning, and salt, coupled with like reasonably good smoky like flavor to it from the campfire. Oh. I wish to confirm my findings. Please try this out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yep. Yep, chat. Today's a good day to be alive. Truly a good day to be alive. Granted, I don't like the fact my fire is a little died down. I'm gonna throw a little bit more firewood at it. Because I kind of want to keep it going a little bit. Oh. My goodness gracious. It feels really good to nail something on the first try. Because I've never made skewers before. Never made a BLT before. But I made these for the first time today, and so far, I'd say, pretty darn good. But these skewers have a protein component to them. I'm going to give that a shot. Okay. Okay. Oh. Excuse me, I have to finish this. Okay. Dad's old shop. Let me personally say thank you for the bacon grease. Because hitting the skewers with the bacon grease, oh man, definitely helped make this better. Also cracking open another cold one, because cold ones be good. But yeah. Wowee, that bacon grease. Because like, it's definitely very similar to the pepper in the sense where like just some good pepper plus some salt. Like some people like I know there's some people out there that like try to be like really fancy with their seasoning and stuff. Basic works. Basic gets the job done. People have killed each other for these seasonings. The seasonings of salt and pepper. And as a person that lives in a first world country, is a thing I do try to like constantly remind myself over, is the fact that wars have been I have better access to seasonings than a king in England in the 16th century. I have better access to higher quality seasonings. Just an easy little plus. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just a little easy plus up. And I also really like it when I can make use of a resource I already have. Like, that's really good to me. Is like making use of like resources you already have. So I'm gonna keep eating this first skewer. Which, wow. Honestly, I think the only thing that I could have done better with these skewers is if I incorporated some onion to them. Because if I incorporate some onion, oh, but for you regulars out there, oh no, not cumin. I love cumin. And that's just to see the correlate, accessible, tasty, etc. Oh god. So, I generally eat a fair amount of rice dishes, and cumin pairs so well with so many rice dishes. And I keep a fair amount of cumin available, and you saying that is dangerous. Those are dangerous words, man. I'm gonna have to try that. But yeah. I'm definitely gonna finish this first skewer. I'm probably gonna take a few more bites of the BLT. And then after that, I'll probably be finishing up. I'll close up stream. Man. But it is true. It's nice for something to go according to plan. And tonight has went according to plan. And I'm very happy and thankful it has. Yikes. Okay. Let's keep the happiness train rolling. Oh man, I gotta say, I think one of the reasons why peppers are such a commonly like grilled, technically speaking, fruit is, granted, culinary treated as vegetable, lies in the fact that they have a good texture to them. It holds up reasonably well with light cooking, but it's still juicy at the end of the day. I feel like that is like the big reason why peppers are such a commonly used vegetable. I use vegetable in the sense in how it's used as an ingredient in food versus how it's botanically classified, because the thing is, peppers, like this stuff here, is technically a berry. So, fun fact for you people out there. To botanically be a berry, the fruit must be multi-chambered with many seeds. So here we have multiple chambers, with each chamber having... Oh, yeah! I mean, yeah, we got a decent... got some decent charring on some of these guys, too. But yeah, also, good note, this skin takes for char well. Okay. So, let's have our last little bit of beef on the skewer. Fire! Oh, man. Man, that's good. That's really good. Great, now that I've had these, it really makes me want to try making some skewers with like a sauce. Basically, so based off what I had so far, I feel like cooking them with a Worcestershire sauce would be really good. Perhaps a little bit of Tabasco sauce would be good. Granted, honestly, since we're talking beef here, maybe in addition to, so, granted, honestly, like salt, pepper, cumin as a recommendation. Also, I feel like a little bit of garlic powder would go good ways. Plus, I also think just adding onions to the skewer would be really good. Yo, beef satay would go hard with a peanut. Oh, with a peanut sauce. Oh man. These are the best kind of streams where it's like, man, the stream turns out well, but it also leaves me with ideas for the next one. Like, these are great. Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna take a few more bites of this BLT. Goodness gracious. Yep. Like, the BLT is just such a solid... Oh no! Skewers are limitless. I bet my chicken skewers are making you enjoy chicken. Oh man. Sir, those are some big words, but you know what? I reckon to be thinking you might be right. I've just generally never cared for chicken. And I've had it in a couple different ways, and I'm sure chicken seasoned with the right sauce would be really, really good. Oh, man. Okay. Well, I gotta say, tonight has definitely been a top-notch stream. And as with all good things, they must come to an end because, well, I have to use the little homesteader's room eventually because of, well, you know, this stuff. So, probably at some point tomorrow, I will have the schedule for the upcoming week posted. I will be on call next week, so I'll probably just be doing 2 streams next week. So just a little bit heads up there. Let's see. What else? I don't know. But yeah. Eventually, I'll be streaming next week. I'm currently debating. I fall asleep. Yes, you fall asleep cooking with Adi. You enjoy your rest. But yeah. I was about to say, kinda tempted to. I have today procured ingredients to make Oktoberfest beer, and really tempted to make some Oktoberfest. Well, I know I will be making Oktoberfest beer tomorrow, but I'm not debating whether or not I do a gorilla of that. Not 100% sure. It probably won't happen, but it's an idea bouncing around in my head. But hey, Adi wants to go to sleep, and I want to enjoy the rest of my meal, but also, more importantly, use the facilities at some point in the near future. So, I would like to wish everyone out there, I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, whatever it is, wherever you are, wherever you're at. And this is Sugi Yamagawa, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.